What is good, my people, my peeps? How are you guys doing tonight? Hello, Gotten, first one in the building. How are you doing? Hope all is well with you. So I know, I have been totally, what do they call it? MIA, missing in action. But there's been a lot going on, and I wanted to come to you all tonight and kind of chop it up with you all and answer a question that a comment was left, and I didn't reply to it. I saw it, and I said, you know what, I'm going to save that for later when I get time to answer that question. And so I got a little time today, this evening, tonight rather. And so I'm going to answer that question because I saved it, because if you have been following me, you all know I have talked about stalking. I have talked about gang stalking, and things of that nature. Now, I wanted to answer this question because I see that I've never, out of all the years that I have been on this platform over here on YouTube, and I've spoken about it on Facebook as well. Hello, everybody on Facebook. I am over there tonight. What's good, Vita Boogie? What's good? Welcome into the building. I am over there tonight. Also, so hello. If you all are on Facebook, I cannot see your comments, and so come on over here and I can see your comments, and then we can chop it up. I just wanted to answer this question because I've never seen this person's comment. What do you say? The pirate Uncle Phil is still stalking. You know, like I said, I don't know who this person is that left this comment, but who knows? But look here, can't put it past some of these people on over here on YouTube or Facebook or wherever they have come across my electricity, my energy. They just can't let it go. You know what I'm saying? Although they lie and say they do. So let me talk about this comment, gang stalking. Gang stalking is really, I'm glad, coming to the forefront more and more. Community harassment, things of that nature. And I wanted to talk about this particular comment because I've never seen this person come up in my chat before, even when I was talking about gang stalking and things of that nature. Know what? A no and a question mark. I don't know what's that supposed to mean. You're losing me with that. Anyway, I'll give you some shine. I like people to know I'm not just talking to myself over here. So I like to, you know, see what this just came out the blue, and this remark, this comment actually was left on a video that I was doing about the weather phenomenons that were supposed to happen Sunday. Well, it did get, excuse me, it did get rather cold. I must say it did get rather cold Sunday here. And so out the blue, this question, are you still being gang stalked? And I was like, okay, let's talk about it since I haven't talked about it in a while. Thank you for going ahead and getting the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Go ahead, double tap your screen as you come in the building. Double tap is not hard. Tapping is clapping, okay? So go ahead and double tap as you come in the building. And subscribe to the channel today because we talk about all sorts of different topics, what's going on, current affairs, and gang stalking, which I haven't talked about in a while because I have so many videos in my archives. If you're truly interested in this channel, you would, go down in the archives and see what have I talked about over the years. And gang stalking is one. Now, let me just say the reason why I have not been on here this week and last week as much. giving you all any information, popping in very, very far and, few and far between, is because I actually have a new job. Okay. So the transitioning from that is, my goodness, it's a lot. So that's what has been going on. And before I get into this, I don't know if I want to give a shout out, a huge shout out to Brother Vic, one of my mods on the channel. I want to give him a huge shout out because transitioning from one job to the other, because if you are familiar with this channel, you guys know that I actually drive 2 hours to work back and forth. And so a sister said enough is enough, and I have found another job which is closer and can save me time and energy. So just to give y'all a heads up on what has been going on. So thank you. Thank you. But I wanted to give a shout out, a huge shout out to Brother Vic. He has helped sustain this platform with contributions to the channel. And so I wanted to give him a huge shout out because he has really been helping sustain this channel. Because without your support and your donations, it can be kind of tedious to come on to our platforms. And I have 3 platforms that I am building and maintaining, and it gets kind of tedious and kind of hard to do that and sustain your life, your real life, as some people call it. We got our families here on these different platforms, but we do have to maintain our life here in the real world, okay, and on the social media streets. And it can be hard because going between jobs and the financial strain can be a monster. Okay, so with that being said, shout out to Brother Vic. I hope, I don't know. Yes, indeed. Give him a shout out. I hope that he comes in the chat because I want to also upgrade his mod status over here on social media. So y'all go ahead and double tap, show some love, give some hearts, double tap that screen for Brother Vic, for helping a sister out. And there's still obstacles to come when you're transitioning from job to job, and people are watching. And that's another reason why we're going to be talking about gang stalking. People are watching. They're watching every move, every step I take. Okay? Every move. Yeah, they watch every step, every move I make. And we're going to get into it a little bit tonight. I'm happy to report that these people who do this community harassment, gang stalking, who must know everything that you do in your life and report back to their little groups, cliques, and what have you, whatever is motivating them to have to keep eyes and a tally on you. Well, the government is not playing with you no more. And I've been sitting back and I just been letting people do what they do, thinking they have the power, saying little comments, because gang stalkers, narcissists, and above will drop little hints to let you know that they are watching you, right? That they are watching. And this is what narcissists do really a lot, guys, because they will say things that nobody else really in their crew clique group, online social media will not know, won't have a clue. You think these people are the nicest people. You think these people are trying to really give you a message, and really, they really are harassing through these internet streets and, you know, everywhere else. Okay, even on your cellular devices. These people are so just disturbed in the mind. They will even try to watch you through your cellular devices. They clone your devices so that they can see every text you make, every email. They want to be that far in up your behind. You understand me? And so when they have this information and they think that you do not know that your phone or your emails or things of that nature are being monitored, they think that they are a god. They might feel they have a god complex. And I want to just say, welcome in, welcome in. As you come in, go ahead, double tap your screen. Hola, como está to you. And yeah, go ahead, double tap your screen and subscribe to the channel today. Like I was saying earlier, we do talk about several different issues, topics, current affairs, and government issues and things of that nature. And I'm going to get back on top of that as well. Check my music. And I do, yes, check your music. I do like music, so I might check your music. Okay. Um, so take that down. So back to these gang stalkers. What is this? What are you asking me about a career? Okay, so I'm reading the comments, y'all. Uh, they want to know everything about you, and just like a narcissist, they play cool, calm, and collected. Yet and still, they will say stuff, and especially you can catch them on social media really well, really well. If they have a platform, oh my goodness. And a lot of them have large platforms too. Don't get it twisted. A lot of them have large platforms. And what happens, what I'm noticing on social media, people with these larger platforms, they really don't have any power, any because these blue check marks mean absolutely nothing in 2025 going into 2026. Absolutely nothing. Because people are waking up to the fake, the fraud, and the phonies of social media. So social media is coming back to the real of uh where it started, being real in the game and not all this fake, phony, and just look at me, I got so many subscribers and yada yada yada. These people have nothing in life to motivate them, to satisfy them anymore, so they turn to crooks and criminals. They get the gumption that, you know what, let me just start looking into people's backgrounds, and they go a little step too far and start doing the unthinkable, where they pay people to, follow people, stalk people, cyber harass people, and they think that they're not connected or they can never be connected, even if they're doing it themselves. No, it's not only just the big, uh, you know, YouTubers, streamers, what have you. It's even people who had little platforms, they do it, right? So I just want to give you all a clue on how I gets down when it's time to get down. I just been waiting for some bills to be passed, and so that when it's time for me to really get situated and go after people who I know who have been cyber stalking me, who have been sending their imps to watch. Okay, uh, they gonna crash and burn very hard, very very hard. Okay, so let's get into some receipts or information, if you will, not necessarily receipts, but information. I want you guys to go ahead, take notes, just in case you're coming across this type of harassment, and for people who do not know about it, because it's happening amongst a group of individuals who are doing this type of thing to you. Oh, well, welcome in, first timer. Welcome in. Go ahead, check me out, subscribe to the channel today. All right, so it it is a psychological attack on a person as well. So these people, when they are caught, and they're going to get caught, they think that they are not. But we're, hey, like I said, moving into 2026, and that stuff is getting played out, right? It's played. It's played. So let's just get into how these people have truly played themselves, thinking that they can hide their IP addresses and thinking that they can hide their, or they might get a VPN just to stalk and harass, think they can hide behind fake and fraudulent, phony accounts to stalk and harass people, it's a wrap. Okay, so check this out, y'all. Let's get into this. Some people's got to say.
A cyber stalker just lost their wings because the laws have changed. Most people have no idea what counts as serious crime. A cyber stalker isn't someone who's just being annoying online. Under 18 USC 2261, anyone who repeatedly uses technology, social media, messages, email, or online account, harass, intimidate, monitor, or threaten you, they qualify as a cyber stalker. It doesn't matter if you never met in person. It doesn't matter if they use fake accounts. Their behavior creates fear, stress, sense of being watched. Some see that as cyber stalking. Cyber stalking shows up as repeated DMs, someone tracking your posts, threats from burner accounts, fake profiles made to follow you, someone monitoring your online activity like it's a job. Feels like someone is digitally shadowing you. The law now treats that same way it treats physical stalking. To build a real cyber stalking case, you need digital evidence. I advise showing a pattern. Repeated contact, fake accounts, screenshots, timestamps, anything that shows this wasn't a one-time event. And here's the part people don't know. Deleting messages doesn't erase a digital trail. Servers, logs, backups, and subpoenas. Your device may forget, but the internet does not. These cases can be handled by local police, state cybercrime units, or the FBI cyber division if harassment crosses state lines. And yes, people absolutely get charged for this. Cyberstalking is no longer considered internet drama. It's a prosecutable crime. If someone is convicted under the federal cyberstalking law, and add up to 5 years in a federal prison, fines, and a permanent criminal record. If a minor is targeted, penalties escalate fast. Someone's been harassing you online. Not sure if it qualifies under the new cyberstalking law? Comment cyber mode, and we'll figure out if your situation fits the legal definition.
If you're in America and you are a content creator, you're going to want to pay close attention to this entire video. They have finally made a cyber stalking law in America. And this new cyber stalking law will give the person who is impersonating you or using your likeness on the internet 5 years in prison. So it's pretty interesting that now they're seeing that it's dangerous for people to impersonate you. And now that they're taking these IP addresses, and here's the thing for it. Here's the thing about it. If there's someone who has done this, it's already too late. What they're doing is they're getting your IP address, even if you put a VPN. Once they find that IP address, you are now punishable up to 5 years in prison, a misdemeanor. So all content creators, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of it, but there is a form here on TikTok that you can fill out, and they're going to get that IP address, as long as the other accounts as well. So Instagram, X, all of that. So these people will now get 5 years in prison. I'm out.
Hey, who wants 5 years, cyber stalkers? And I say cyber stalkers, I mean gang stalkers, because they stalk through the cyber streets, the internet streets. Who wants 5 years? Because if you think that I haven't taken screenshots, if you think that I haven't heard these invisible name drops, think a damn again. Think a damn again. Think again if you think that we are clueless, that when you say certain things on your platforms, that you are talking about us or me or whomever has watched your platform, graced your community, however the case may be, and you think that just because you might have several new people on your platform and people who know what's up, but still watch a dingbat, a knucklehead, and a dummy. You best believe your IP address is locked in, baby. Your VPN, you can't think you could be right here in America and VPN like you from Africa or Europe, or, they onto you. They just been sitting back. And it's also I wanted to say that I just been chuckling deep inside because I don't know what date it was that they're planning some kind of raid, or it has happened already. But this raid is very, very different, right? This raid is where they're online and they're monitoring everyone's account at the same doggone time. What kind of doggone power is that? I mean, that can't be Chat GPT. This is something beyond your comprehension, these tools that they're using. But see, us early people that woke up to the harassment, the constant watching and monitoring through not only your internet, your platforms that you may visit, but your phones and your computers being monitored and all of that. We woke up early game and we were trying to warn you about how emails can wind up being disappearing and are reappearing text message. All this we gave y'all the 411, just a regular general population, but half of y'all were still asleep because it wasn't happening to you. But see, while we are trying to wake you up, and to people who were jumping onto idiots bandwagons thinking that they were hiding in the cloak of the darkness of the web, mhm, and thinking, oh my, they might have thought it was fun, and they assumed some type of power, fake power that is, from doing this cyber stalking, watching, you know, via any electronic device. Guess who else was just building up their technology and their way of tracking everybody at once on social media just to see what you talk about? Your government. Oh my goodness. It's so funny how you that participate in gang stalking and community harassment and so on and so forth think that y'all were really above the law and you really will be turned on. They really need to try to fill up these jails, right? Information that goes hand in hand that we've been giving you all. You all are going to be part of the ones filling up jail cells with your stupid antics of gang stalking and cyber harassing. That's right. And let me see if I can pull. I should have gotten that in queue about. Let me see if I can just search it out about ICE and how they're going to be doing this sting operation. But you have to think, if they have this technology and they already are putting in laws giving people 5 years for this cyber harassment, and it's too late to try to change your IP address, try to do anything like that, you better watch yourself, fruitcakes. Okay? Let me see something. Let me see if I can. What was it called? Let me see. ICE Internet Sting. Let's see if that'll. Let's see if that'll pull it up. Hold on. Right now. Let me see. ICE raids. Hold on. ICE raid. So I don't know if it's already happened or not, but let me see if I can pull it up.
Trump administration is reversing course after initially suggesting a pause on ICE raids at farms, hotels, and restaurants.
Not that. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. ICE. 15 arrested in ICE sting.
A pre-dawn op.
No, I want internet. I should have tried to. I didn't even think that I was going to even mention that because I was going to do that.
Now, Nigeria. Now, y'all already got a goddamn.
I was going to do that on a separate internet broadcast. But let's go ahead and talk about it if I can find it. Let me change the wording. Let me see. Y'all just give me a minute. Hold tight. We're talking about gang stalking tonight and how the crackdown is really on, okay? And even if you work with these government agencies, they about to flip it on you because they turncoats anyway. Okay, they use you as the pawns, the flunkies, right? ICE government agency plans to do an internet sting. Let's see. Let's see if that pulls it up. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to find it and talk about it on a separate doggone live stream. Because that is very interesting how they have all this equipment to track y'all behinds down. Okay, while y'all over there thinking, oh, let me look into you know, do they rent or do they own? I mean, these people want to be up all in your business. You understand me? And half the time they need to mind the business that pays them their own damn business, but they group up and try to be all up in your stuff. What you saying, Vita? Says he has. Oh, who said he got people IP address? I missed that. Let me put that up here. Who said that? Are these stools on these stock one man on YouTube? Yep. Who said he got IP address? Yeah, yeah. And I heard some of these folks. We talking about they can find you through the IP address. Y'all boast and brag. I'm glad you said it out loud. Mm-hmm. Cause as soon as people start pointing the finger, say, let me fill out this form, cause I'm gonna need y'all to go check this person out. Okay? They're gonna be looking straight crazy. You hear me, beat up boogie? They're gonna be looking crazy. They're gonna be looking crazy because they think they got the power to be all up in people's business. What? Oh wow. He said he has IP addresses. Well, that was very dumb to say because let's get it back. They coming after you. And look, I'm just telling people this because when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, then you need to start walking tall. Y'all might not know about Walking Tall. That's an old school movie. That's a movie back in the 70s. It was a white guy. If I can remember I was just a child back then, but I remember that movie, Walking Tall. When you target individuals, get tired of these internet bullies, and all the ones that even stalk you on your streets, ride. We all know about gang stalking. If you've been in the community, you found the community or the community found you, so you didn't know what the hell was going on, right? Uh, y'all need to start walking tall. That's why I stopped talking about it, because I won't want of you to run up and get done up. Keep acting a fool so I can go ahead and fill out me a report. Gonna send the folks to your door. Because they show that, I'm trying to tell you, they desperate to fill up their jail cells, and they'll fill them up even though they had you working for them undercover. Right? Walking tall, you got tired of getting beat down. He got a stick, put nails all up and through that stick, and start beating the crap out of folks, from what I can remember. Y'all better start walking. So I ain't trying to say go get a stick and put nails in and beat the crap out, but I'm just trying to tell you, as you stop shaking and peeping out your blinds and go outside and walk tall and tell them run up so they can get done up. That's what I'm telling you. Because they all cowards. You understand me? Because they can't stand by themselves. That's why they must stand with somebody. I'm talking about also you women too, cowering and scared, because this is a phenomenon. It was a phenomenon, guys. to you would never think that somebody was hacking your personal emails, personal phones, hacking your cameras, losing footage that you know that was there. A it is a psychological warfare made for people to actually lose their mind because everything they know is affected. It includes home invasions where they use gaslighting, where these people would invade homes, move stuff around for only the people that they are, the home that is being invaded, the target would know, right? So these people call the police. They say, "Yeah, people, they broke in my home. Well, what happened? Was anything stolen? No, nothing was stolen. But this was moved, and this was, they do little petty stuff that the homeowner would know. So it would be hard for people to believe them. Gaslighting at its the highest tier. These this is so diabolical. This gang stalking, community harassment, this they have other names. I would give you the names. What is it? It's also, I would like to give you the proper names, just in case you want to try to file reports. But let me say, this goes deep into police. People get hired through the police, and if this said person down here, beat up Boogie, talking about he got IP address, don't he work for the Popo? Because I believe I remember hearing him always bragging about he worked for the Popo. I'm telling you, they got moles in the Popo. Um, they got those who spotting people. They got eyes in the Popo, the medical field. I mean, it goes so deep because they what is another terminology used with like narcissists, they're flying monkeys, right? So it's also a form of that as well in gang stalking because they have people that work in different fields, guys, different fields, professional fields. It's from the professional to the folks flipping burgers, honey. If they can get a network of people, that's how they can psychologically affect a person. And it has made people really take themselves out. Let's listen to. Let me pull up some. Let's just go get some information on gang stalking while we're here. Now I don't want y'all just to hear me talking to you, blowing steam. 'Cause I already did so many videos on this. You're gonna have to go down a few years, but they there. I ain't running from nobody. They there. Okay. Gang stalking. I even have a playlist on TikTok. So you would have to go on TikTok, and I have a playlist about gang stalking and the psychological warfare that it is. Where it's a slow kill program where they either want you to take your slow unaliving program, where they either want you to take yourself out, um, or they will try to, if push come to shove, baby, uh, they not it's not beneath some of these psychopaths to try to poison you, things of that nature. Because really, hey, I can't say that some of these people have been wrong to say you are chosen. Because baby, when it take a team of folks to come against you, I mean, when it take a team, an army, child, please. And I'm not talking about just stuff that, hey, if somebody say something about me and I call your name out, that's not gang stalking. Okay, let's get it clear. If I call your name, if I say who it is, if I put a picture up or something, that's not gang stalking. These suckers do it undercover, under the cover of night, under the cover of different cars, under the cover of hiring people. I'm talking about these type of individuals. Okay. Yes, I was going to talk about that too. A girl unalived herself on TikTok. I was sure going to talk about that too, Vita Boogie. Matter of fact, I had that one pulled up. Let me see. And then we're going to get some information about this gang stalking. Hold on. Let me go to my. So they really have given these dodo birds um, power that they really don't possess, right? And so the government is going to flip, and all these agencies is going to flip the script, baby. They need people in these jails and Venezuela and all these places. Government, your president making deals with, baby. Hmm. Y'all fell for the damn okie doke. Let me see where were they talking about? Oh, right here. I'm gonna let y'all hear this real quick.
A girl hung herself on live stream on TikTok. Her name was Rizzy. I know her from a side of TikTok called Messy TikTok. A person that she considered to be a friend is the person to do it. And Rose, what you mean, pushed her to do it. The girl told her multiple times to unalive herself. I remember hearing this girl tell her to unalive herself. And we all told her that was wrong. I remember specifically telling her that was wrong. I remember going live and saying people should not be saying shit like that because if they do it, that's on your hands. And people told me I was weak. They told me to shut the fuck up. They said that I was being annoying. She ain't gonna do it. Look at her. She's still sitting with the girl. That was their excuse. They said if she wanted to do it, she would have did it. She's just looking for attention. And this same woman, who is a huge supporter over there, gifted down. No matter if her mouth was slick, me and the motherfucker used to get into it. Me and her used to back and forth. She put her money where her mouth was at. She would drop a bitch just cause she was bored. They had a drop system. You pay some money, drop a motherfucker. Completely off the panel, and somebody got to pay to bring you back up type shit. But me and her didn't engaged because she claimed that she didn't like me. And even in me and her engaging, I never told somebody to unalive themselves. I never brought up her case. She had cases about a person who assaulted her sexually, and the same person that she called friend is the same person that doxed her, is the same person that pushed her to unalive herself, is the same person that's sitting on live acting like ain't shit wrong, like it's not her business. There are people that are sitting in her live justifying her actions by saying if a person wants to unalive themselves, they have been wanting to do it. It's not on you. That's what they're telling her. Like assisted suicide ain't real. Like,
yes, Lord. Let me pause real quick, sister. Let me talk about this. Um, y'all keep thinking it's a game out here because even over on YouTube, when people say, so a person said I was raped, and people think it's a game. People don't stand up for nothing because they think it's on these internet streets. When social media was really pushed heavily, um, when COVID was out, right? And some people they enjoy it, being amongst communities on social media more than hell. They enjoy being amongst communities in the real world because it was pushed. We were isolated during COVID. It was shutdowns of times, curfews, and hell, half the time they send people home to work. Y'all know how it went down when they made people have that mindset of isolation. But people came onto these social media streets with their real life issues and their real life problems. And so now that all of that is really over with, as far as isolating and socializing more on social media, it really is not, because people still come onto social media to socialize. All right, it's big business now. Big business. Okay. And if it wasn't, Trump wouldn't have been trying to save TikTok. Big business. Okay. But the thing of the matter is, this girl that you were just listening to, um, she was saying that this lady who unalived herself on social media stated on social media, I was great. You know, this happened, that happened, this happened. And the other people, you know, people who think it's a game, people who always, nothing ain't never serious. Oh, that didn't happen. Oh, should we take it serious? Oh, you know, people, this my boy type situation. Okay, let it be your boy. But these people about to be investigated. You understand? So, like I said, I always stand on business over here. Okay? Because what happened to this young lady over here on TikTok, taking her own life and put out there, reached out for help on where? Social media. Just like that young lady reached out on New Breed video when he was live and he didn't even know this one was going to say something on live stream. She reached out. It wasn't no setup. It was live. Do you understand? And people over here on YouTube keep dismissing it. Oh, you playing with fire. You understand? Because understand this, these are records being kept. And so if anything ever happens to the particular lady on YouTube streets, oh, you're going to find yourself being investigated too. Because like I said earlier, every IP address is numbered, labeled. You can't delete nada, nothing. So while people think it's a game, when people say this happened or this happened to me, and people think they can blow it off, they think they can have bigger platforms, they think that because they have so many fake followers and half of them are bot followers, they done paid a little cash to get some kind of agency to get their numbers up, that they untouchable because the common person is you know, not, they think they still have that false image from Hollywood. Now it's been placed on to social media influencers. So they got to come up out of that la la land too, but it's going to take them time, you understand? But people like me, like I told you, when I worked for I wasn't starstruck. But it's a lot of starstruck folks. That's right. It's a lot of starstruck folks on social media. So they going to whomever they following. And if they think they part of a big clique, they gonna listen to it. Let me see. What's up with my, y'all hold on. They gonna listen to it. You understand me? They gonna listen to I mean, how many people drank the red Kool-Aid? Huh? With Jim Jones, the real Jim Jones. How many people drink red Kool-Aid? Because it's people who need to follow, need help, need leadership, want to be a part of a clique, can't stand alone, and that's how you get these gang stalkers. But I didn't mean to go too far sidetrack. We talking about this young lady who took her life over on TikTok.
Can't go to jail for some shit like that. Like, there haven't been people who have told somebody, well, if you gonna do it, just do it, and they did it, and the police pulled the motherfucking the paperwork and pulled the clip and pulled the videos and pulled the text messages and sent their ass to motherfucking jail for murder. And these people on Messy Talk are justifying the behavior. Matter of fact, they took a picture of her body, of her hanging body, and they put it on the backdrop and did a recap on it, talking about why is she looking like this? Why is her hand like this? If she was allegedly deceased, then why would her hand be held the way it is? Why is this? Why is that? She ain't unalive. Her feet are still touching the ground. She's doing it for attention. That's how sick. That's how sick these people are. Mind you, the person who was pushing her to unalive herself, she goes by Heartbreaker on this TikTok shit. Her name is Heartbreaker on the app. Her real name is Dashiana. A girl hungers.
And what's crazy, this person, I'm telling you, hurt people, truly hurt people. Because when I got on TikTok, I was like a lot of grown ass people. When I first heard about TikTok, mind you, I've always worked, so that ain't, you know, that's always been in my life. So, but when I heard about TikTok, it was coming out of COVID, and when Texas froze, we were stuck. I had nothing better to do. That's why I thought it was a child's app too. I'm like, I was that TikTok. And the last lady's name that was mentioned, she was on panels. I didn't even know TikTok had panels, had which is better than how the panels are set up better than how YouTube panels are. But uh, nevertheless, this young lady, the last woman that was mentioned over here, she was on panels talking about how she got raped from some guy off of TikTok. And so when I say hurt people, then that was around the time of the ice storm we had here in Texas, and she was on different people's panels, and they were calling her out of her name, and I was just intrigued about how these panels were set up and how and I was following it for a minute. I'm like, wow, these people really out here like this, because YouTube is not is they just had got the shorts and the how the panels they trying to do it like TikTok, but it wasn't moving like how TikTok was flowing. That's why the US wants the algorithm of TikTok. But anyway, this person is doing the same thing. What's good? What's good? How you doing tonight? Up around and find out. This person that got hurt, the woman on TikTok that said a man had raped her in Vegas. Man, I was following the story. I was like, what is going on? Because I did not know TikTok was working like that. She is the same lady that told another woman to unalive herself, and she did it after so many times of being bullied and things of that nature on TikTok. Somebody who went through the same situation but wanted to. I'm trying to tell you how the brain works. She couldn't beat him, so what did she do? She joined the mob squad. Although she said something, the same thing happened to her, not by the same person, you understand? But the same scenario happened to her, but there was no help for this woman. Because everybody on TikTok, even including women, because there's a lot. I'm trying to tell you. Let me sit up right now because I'm chilling. There's a lot of pick me women. You understand? Oh, thank you for your donation. I appreciate it. Up around and find out. Let me put that up here. Pin that up. Oh, hold on. I gotta take this down. Yes, Lord. Thank you for them $10. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Um, Look. It is a lot of pick me women on these platforms, especially the large platforms that'll say yes and no is wrong. They'll say yes to everything that the host is saying, and they know it's dead ass wrong because they trying to get a wrench. Can I get a wrench? Can I be trying to get? That's what they doing. These women. And they gonna say anything these men said, no, it's wrong. I ain't agreeing with if it is wrong, it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you coming through, give me this $10. F around and find out. Y'all want F around and find out? That's one of my mods, y'all. That's right. What's up? So let's replay this. And I ain't gonna talk through it this time.
On live stream on TikTok. A girl hung herself on live stream on TikTok. Her name was Rizzy. I know her from a side of TikTok called Messy Talk. A person that she considered to be a friend is the person who pushed her to do it. And Rose, what you mean pushed her to do it? The girl told her multiple times to unalive herself. I remember hearing this girl tell her to unalive herself. And we all told her that was wrong. I remember specifically telling her that was wrong. I remember going live and saying people should not be saying shit like that because if they do it, that's on your hands. And people told me I was weak. They told me to shut the fuck up. They said that I was being annoying. She ain't gonna do it. Look at her. She's still sitting with the girl. That was their excuse. They said if she wanted to do it, she would have did it. She's just looking for attention. And this same woman who is a huge supporter over there, gifted down. No matter if her mouth was slick, me and the motherfucker used to get into it. Me and her used to back and forth. She put her money where her mouth was at. She would drop a bitch just cause she was bored. They had a drop system. You pay some money, drop a motherfucker. Completely off the panel, and somebody got to pay to bring you back up type shit. But me and her didn't engaged because she claimed that she didn't like me. And even in me and her engaging, I never told somebody to unalive themselves. I never brought up her case. She had cases about a person who assaulted her sexually, and the same person that she called friend is the same person that doxed her, is the same person that pushed her to unalive herself, is the same person that's sitting on live acting like ain't shit wrong, like it's not her business. There are people that are sitting in her live justifying her actions by saying, if a person wants to unalive themselves, they have been wanting to do it. It's not on you. That's what they're telling her. Like assisted suicide ain't real. Like you can't go to jail for some shit like that. Like there haven't been people who have told somebody, well, if you gonna do it, just do it, and they did it, and the police pulled the motherfucking the paperwork and pulled the clip and pulled the videos and pulled the text messages and sent their ass to motherfucking jail for murder.
That's right.
And these people on Messy Talk are justifying the behavior. Matter of fact, they took a picture of her body, of her hanging body.
That's it.
And they put it on the backdrop and did a recap on it.
Ooh,
talking
baby,
about
these people
why is
sick.
she looking like this? Why is her hand like this? If she was allegedly deceased, then why would her hand be held the way it is? Why is this?
Let me tell you something. That's going over and beyond board. That's some sick. Do y'all understand what she's talking about? You know how you can do a green screen? They do it more over there on TikTok. You can do a green screen and then, show a picture, whatever you want to show a picture of, and proceed to host your live with, your guests on this panel to the side. They took a picture because the girl, she unalived herself. That's right, justice for charity. She unalived herself on live. So these same weirdos took a picture of the girl hanging and used it as their backdrop. These bastards are sick. They going down because they think it's a game on social media streets. They think they can't be touched. You understand me? They think because they part of a clique, they can't be touched. They the most dumbest of the dumbest of the dumb. They think that because they can watch and look at your phone and peep out what's going on, try to see how much money you're working with, what you ain't working with, who sent you this, who didn't send you that. Because they got a God complex. But it's only one God, the Most High Yah. And a lot of these people, they don't know what time it is. This is the dawning, no longer the dawning. This is the age of Aquarius, baby. You is the time to see what was in the dark. You understand? Let's see what you've been hiding in the dark. That's what time you in. You're not hiding anymore. Let me let this finish. I said I wasn't even gonna talk. I'm sorry.
Is that she ain't unalive? Her feet are still touching the ground. She's doing it for attention. That's how sick. That's how sick these people are. Mind you, the person who was pushing her to unalive herself, she goes by Heartbreaker on this TikTok shit. Her name is Heartbreaker on the app. Her real name.
I stopped her real name because I don't want her to dox her. Because I ain't about that life. I ain't about doxing people. I ain't about trying to get people to gang up, baby. Like I said, I done got jumped a couple times. I stand alone. You understand? Or I can stand with people who can stand for something that's right. Understand me? So I'm telling you guys about gang stalking because somebody just dropped a comment randomly. I think it was Sunday when I came live, last time I came live, and asked me, am I still being gang stalked? That I had never seen before. Let me tell you, I got a good memory, especially if you were coming from the community of trying to get information about being gang stalked. You understand? Because I remember who came up in chats who really were talking about it. I know the perps. And see, now mine is an interesting case because I come from two different worlds where, you know, I was out there socially amongst people because of my job, you know, and because of my job that I had in media caused those things to happen as well. But I, I'm not gonna be an ostrich and bury my head in the sand and act like life is supposed to just go by. I don't see no evil, speak no evil with all them, whatever them three monkeys. No, I'm going to speak from the mountaintop. Let me yell, matter of fact, from the mountaintops, huh? When you're doing wrong. I ain't saying I'm the perfect person, but hell, I'm not gonna go over and beyond to see how many coins you rubbing together to make it through this world. Because it ain't gonna affect me. You understand? I don't want to know I ain't trying to hide cameras up in your house. I don't care if you washed your dishes tonight or not. Hell, I know you probably damn tired from working all day. They working the American citizen like animals. So if you didn't wash your dishes tonight, I give less than a damn. But it's people who want to know every day. They want to know what type of toilet paper you bought. Do you use Charmin or do you use some cheap stuff from the Dollar Tree? I mean, they want to know. They want to be all up in your insides, honey, because they lack life. They lack their soul. They are soulless at this point. But like I tell you, I tell you no lie. At the first start of being stalked, and some of you guys have been stalked by one person maybe, but when it has been a effort by a group of individuals, that seems like they don't stop because they get a kick out because a lot of people are evil in the world. Do you understand? But some of these people, they gonna get they just dues too. And so with gang stalking, I wanted to give y'all a little backstory. I think I said earlier. So some people, we call it gang stalking. It's called organized crime, and different names of that, community harassment, and so on and so forth. But for some of you all that may not be familiar with that, because I have not spoke about this in a while. But let's see what this individual has to say.
The gang stalking experience started for me when I noticed these black SUVs and other police vehicles driving slowly along the street, but they never came up to me or said anything. And then I had 7 or 8 helicopters hovering directly over my apartment, and then it goes live, and it keeps happening, and it begins to dawn on me that something is going on, and this continued on. Here comes the gang stalking helicopter. Here it comes. It's confusing to humans trying to understand gang stalking.
Sorry, yeah.
Why would they do this to me? Why would they do these weird, petty little things that, may even just irritate me at some moment? If you were to ask me what gang stalking is, it's a way to slowly kill people using their own decisions. See, we're getting one of our friends here. I don't know if you can hear that on the audio, but we're getting a buzz right now. And on certain topics that I'll bring up, I'll get buzzed.
Okay. That is, he was talking about buzz like on his phone. That is a big indicator as well. Just weird numbers calls that come in. That's I think one of their favorite tactics. It's not spam calls. These calls are as soon as you leave the house, your phone rings because they want you to know they're watching, right? They're connecting to your phone. They're tracking, and then you just see missed call, missed call, missed call, missed call. You try to call it back, and it doesn't connect to nothing. Okay, so let me see if I can pull up some more. Let's see, information just really quick, because I guess this individual needed a recap about gang stalking. It's evil. So let's see. A lot of people are called targeted individuals.
Okay, so now that the targeted individual program is starting to get exposed, people are blowing the whistle about it. People are just coming out and saying they're getting paid, they're getting compensated, right? The truth and everything done in the dark is going to get brought into the light.
If I didn't just say
I have
that.
a few questions, especially for the people taking part in it. I want to actually know how you live with yourself, how you sleep at night, because obviously you can't be right in the head if you're taking part in this program, right? So we know that many communities are involved in this, right? Many communities start off by a few people in the community getting recruited. We know that the government's involved, right? Maybe it's not government agents doing it, but they're definitely funding it, right? It's no-touch torture. So basically what Community Watch and all this stuff, they're supposed to do is psychologically torture, harass, stalk, and commit all manner of felonies. It's organized crime. No matter how you look at it, it is organized crime. It's a felony and it's illegal, right? Now, the whole basis and the whole premise of the program is to market me and all the other targets as the criminal, right? Now, some of us may have criminal records. Some of us may have been into crime, right? But if an investigation, like what they say, they claim when they recruit people that, okay, this person's under investigation, right? Well, if that's really true, why does it go on for 7 years? Why does it go on for 10 years? And most importantly, why are no arrests happening? I think a lot of people involved that have been involved for quite some time start to ask that question, like, why is this person not getting arrested? Why is nothing happening? Well, because the person's innocent.
Exactly.
The person that you're doing this to, that you're trying to get to unalive themselves, that you're just trying to psychologically torture them. You know what I'm saying? You got to be purely evil. It's narcissists, it's psychopaths, and it's sociopaths that run this program. And the real truth about this is that the ones running this program and funding it are the real criminals. They're the pedophiles. They're the people that are doing all this shit, and they want to market you and me as the criminal to hide what they're doing, right? Makes sense? I think it does. If you don't believe me, go look up COINTELPRO. There's a lot of stuff about this. COINTELPRO was the early operations that basically where they get this shit from, right? Because they're basically just copying a lot of CIA operations and things that happen in other countries and over here, and basically it got brought over here. Now I'm very well informed, so now I'm going to try my best, not caring on how it makes me look, to inform the rest of you guys. The targeted individual program is very real, and it's being used to attack. So we got caught off there. But I was saying it's being used to target people, set up people, and put them in situations to, shoot up schools, hurt people. And this is what happens. If you poke an animal and you keep psychologically torturing, harassing, sabotaging them at their jobs, and you're doing all this shit, because this is what they do. All the people that are in the program will not take part in abusing people and narcissistically abusing people. They're getting paid. They usually get paid in gift cards. That's usually how they do it. It's on the down low, right? But like I said, it's organized crime, and it's responsible for many, many suicides and very violent acts all over, not just the USA, but in other countries too. This is worldwide, guys, and it's time to start waking up. It's time to start paying attention. And if you see someone that may look paranoid or maybe look going crazy, start to listen to them, because they may be actually going through this, right? That's another thing too. The program will try to make you look crazy. They'll try to label you schizophrenic so nobody believes you, right? You guys know what narcissistic abuse is? Well, that's what it is. They abuse you, they gaslight you, and then they tell everyone that, oh, this person's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's no-touch torture. It's not meant to be easily caught. Other people are not going to be able to notice it. Only the person going through it is going to be able to notice it, right? Especially people that are highly intuitive, highly intelligent, with a lot of pattern recognition. And they do this to people with mental health issues, autism, right? Especially myself. I'm someone that's been through a lot of stuff, basically, and I'm not playing the victim card, but I'm just saying, bro, other people that aren't as strong as me and aren't able to handle this shit, you know what I'm saying? They're mentally unwell, right? For myself, thank God I got self-control and I'm able to just look at these people and laugh at them and see how pathetic and miserable they are, right? And desperate. But other people, they might not be able to be like me. They might explode. They might go into school and in a church. And you know what happens? These people are responsible. They're criminals. And it's time to expose this program. Amen?
Amen.
Okay, so now that the target...
Amen. So, and I want to touch on some things he was mentioning too. I have talked about neurodivergent people, people that you don't realize that you've been watched ever since you were a child. Your targeting could have started very, very young. Okay. And neurodivergent people, people who were in schools, whether you were in, you could have been in highly gifted programs, or you could have been in special ed programs. Either way, they're looking for neurodivergent people, people with special gifts. And that has been also talked about, over on TikTok a lot. YouTube is a little slower. Matter of fact, we're going to be honest. YouTube gets a lot of its information from TikTok, quite as it's kept. But they have been looking for neurodivergent individuals. So if you were in school at any particular time, I'll give you a for instance, when you were young, a lot of people were put into, like I said, the special ed classes, or the gifted and talented classes. They're one and the same, right? They're one and the same. But they would take these children and they would test them. Okay. And they were testing for pattern recognitions. Like he said, a lot of us, we can recognize patterns very, very quickly. They were recognizing, they were testing you for pattern recognition. How well did you do with solving problems, puzzles? They took you, if you were in any of these programs, if you think back, that they really do not do nowadays. They would take you for hearing tests. Some children went out of the room for a hearing test, and they would put these uh, bulky hearing, what do they call, like beats on your head, the headphones. And I remember getting that test too. I thought it was just a regular doggone test that everybody took, but it's slowly coming out that everyone in the school, it may appear to you that everyone in the school got tested for hearing with these hearing devices, but they were testing you for frequency. So I remember having that test myself, and it was like, can you hear, this beat? Listen for a frequency. They didn't call it a frequency. They said, when you hear a sound, let us know, raise this hand. When you hear this sound, raise this hand. Okay. They And this is part of the targeting program. They will do things that happens in everyday life. So something that you might go to a doctor's office for hearing, right? You go because you're losing your hearing, and you go to a doctor's office. But these tests were brought into the schools, right? And they were at testing earphones. Thank you, honey. They put the earphones on you, and they would test your hearing, and they would ask you, do you hear this sound on this side, how, just raise your hand when you hear a sound, but they were really testing for your, the left and the right. That's right. That's right. And they were asking you, do you hear this sound? I mean, and I remember those sounds could be really, really faint, like very subtle, but I could still hear it, right? And I remember thinking that was regular. And then the eyesight test, but then now it's coming out that everybody didn't do those tests. Everybody wasn't tested like that. And then also, do y'all remember Picture Day? Now everybody should remember Picture Day. Everybody should remember Picture Day when I got some crazy, I got them black girl pictures where one of the ponytails was sticking straight out the side. It you go to school looking cute for Picture Day, but the ponytail was messed up by the time you sat in front of the camera. And so it was interesting. I know I'm talking about gang stalking, but I need you to hear this information as well, because I'm talking about neurodivergent children, the chosen ones, special children, and not just special. I'm talking about X-Man. Mm, mm, mm. And women, Uh, yes. Okay. Yes. Thumbs up. Okay. So everybody remember Picture Day. And so this person on TikTok was talking about Picture Day, and they were talking about neurodivergent children and these different tests as well. But then they were talking about that. Do you know that the government? Okay, let me say it how they said it. Who are those? Who are these random people coming in to take these pictures on Picture Day? Just the school hired random photographers to take pictures of your children on Picture Day. So photographers keep copies, or they have access to these photos because they've taken all these pictures, and not never thinking of it like that, because it would never be the same company, right? But was it? And so he was breaking it down that the government is responsible for hiring those particular individuals, although it might look like it was different companies coming in to take pictures of children in every school, starting at elementary, right? Because the government has the largest data bank of children's photos from Picture Day. That blew my mind. So when we talk about targeted individual, and I want to see if I can pull that information up, because like I said, I have been so busy, y'all, transitioning from one job to another. I have not had time to really do any videos, but that was something I wanted to talk to you guys about. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it, but the government has been watching you, because the targeting is not just with your crazy folks that hear about it and they develop their own gang stalking, but the government has been watching certain particular people for a long, long time. And it started when sometime it started out of the hospital when you were born, and they tested your blood and took your footprint. But y'all don't want to go that deep, so I ain't gonna go too deep with y'all tonight. But let me see if I can find this woman. I think it was a woman or a man talking about the pictures in the Picture Day in schools and everything. So you know what? While I do that, and I need to try to make some more money. Y'all go ahead and watch this video. Mm-hmm. Off my TikTok shop. Let me go play real quick, and it'll give me a little time. See if we can pull up this information about Picture Day. If you want to buy this product, hey, the link is in the description at the end of this video. Go ahead, copy and paste this link, and then you can get on the exercise journey. Because if targeted individuals, we need to stay in shape, honey. Let's get it.
Would you believe me if I told you 20 minutes on this vibration plate is equivalent to an hour-long jog, hour-long bike ride, 30 minutes of yoga, 30 minutes swimming, 100 sit-ups or 100 push-ups. When we're standing on a vibration plate, what's happening is forced involuntary muscle contractions. My body's trying to stabilize right now against something that's moving and it can't. So those muscle contractions and this curved plate are helping to mimic those exercises. And it goes up to level 10. I'm on level 1 right now, so you can see how intense this gets. If you want to work on those legs, get into that squat position. If you want to work on those lumps and bumps, we can target those lumps and bumps with this machine. It is a lymphatic drainage machine. And if you've never been on a vibration plate, it's incredible for helping to support constipation. Would you believe me if I told you 20 minutes on this vibration plate is equivalent to an hour-long jog, hour-long bike ride, 30 minutes of yoga, 30 minutes swimming, 100 sit-ups or 100 push-ups. When we're standing on a vibration plate, what's happening is forced involuntary muscle contractions. My body's trying to stabilize right now against something that's moving and it can't. So those muscle contractions and this curved plate are helping to mimic those exercises. And it goes up to level 10. I'm on level 1 right now, so you can see how intense this gets. If you want to work on those legs, get into that squat position. If you want to work on those lumps and bumps, we can target those lumps and bumps with this machine. It is a lymphatic drainage machine. And if you've never been on a vibration plate, it's incredible for helping to support constipation, poofiness in the body, and even emotions. These make Would you believe me if I told you 20 minutes on this vibration plate is equivalent to an hour-long jog, hour-long bike ride, 30 minutes of yoga, 30 minutes swimming, 100 sit-ups or 100 push-ups. When we're standing on a vibration plate, what's happening is forced involuntary muscle contractions. My body's trying to stabilize right now against something that's moving and it can't. So those muscle contractions and this curved plate are helping to mimic those exercises. And it goes up to level 10. I'm on level 1 right now, so you can see how intense this gets. If you want to work on those legs, get into that squat position. If you want to work on those lumps and bumps, we can target those lumps and bumps with this machine. It is a lymphatic drainage machine. And if you've never been on a vibration plate, it's incredible for helping to support constipation, poofiness in the body, and even emotions. These make
Okay, guys. So, hey, that was the commercial. Look, if you want to get yourself in shape, you target individuals, go ahead and check out that is in the description. Go ahead and copy it and head on over to TikTok, Pick You Up One, stay in shape. Okay, so I couldn't find the exact guy, but look, people take their clips, and I'm gonna let y'all listen to this. What you say? Olin Mills was famous American portrait. Yeah, everybody went to Olin Mills Company. Yes, indeed, founded by Olin Mills, sir, and his wife Mary in 1932. Known for, you know, Olin Mills was the lick. I think I even got an Olin Mills picture myself, but I'm talking about the ones that came to the schools. You know what I'm saying? Let's hear what this little short clip has to say. Y'all listen.
Why does every American school let a random company walk in and photograph every single kid year after year like clockwork? Why is it normalized that a third-party corporation collects a high-resolution image of every child in the country? They claim it's harmless, but look into who owns them. Follow the money and you land in the same place. BlackRock, Vanguard, the silent architects with stakes in defense, surveillance, and data firms. Why do these financial giants want the largest photo database of American children? Facial recognition needs training data, massive data sets. The younger the better to track identity over time. What better supply chain than schools? A captive population, full compliance. If the goal was just prints, the industry wouldn't be consolidated under the same umbrellas that shape governments. The same firms investing in predictive policing and biometric identification. Why does every school hand over the face of every child to the forces that shape the world from the shadows? You be the judge. If you're awake, you already know what to do. Hit the...
Are y'all awake? Are you awake? Okay.
Picture day seems innocent.
Oh, hold on.
Children
That's the
smile for
same
the camera.
thing. Okay. Are you awake, honey? So when you hear people, they might have platforms, they might call them chosen ones, they might call them targeted individuals, because they are awake to know that some people are chosen. Some people the government been watching from birth. You understand me? Yeah, because people will be energized. There will be some folks that will fight in Armageddon. But I don't want to take it too deep. I don't want to take it too deep for you. Right? Would you say I remember being fingerprinted as well in the third grade? Yeah. Yeah. They have had prints of your fingers, your foot. I don't even think they do the footprint anymore and during after the babies are delivered, and things like that. But they probably got some kind of, they tracking. Best believe that they are tracking individuals of interest. And I'm not saying that you did anything wrong. And hey, you might even been did some crime in your time. Don't mean that you ain't a person of interest on a higher level. Okay, I'm talking on a spiritual higher level. They've been watching a lot of people, so this is deeper than what a lot of people even understand. It's deeper. But for those sickos who's playing a part in it and just doing it out of the evilness of their hearts, oh, you gonna pay. You gonna pay. And hey, didn't they? You got to remember. Didn't they walk? Didn't they follow? Jesus. Didn't they follow Yahweh from the birth when they got wind of it? When Herod got wind, a king is coming. What do you mean a king? I'm the only king. Well, he ain't born yet. Oh, a baby. Oh, we got to find this baby. They got to find you X-men and women. They got to find you you targeted individuals. They got to find you ones that have special genes. They got to find you. And then they got people that heard about the programs and they just doing stuff to be wicked because they ain't got nothing better to do because their souls is empty. They being used by Satan himself. They empty vessels being guided by demonic spirits. But anyway, but some of y'all, I'm trying to tell you, yeah, some of y'all are chosen. Some of y'all are targeted for particular reasons. I'm gonna be the one to say it and to stand 10 toes down on it. You understand me? Yeah. So y'all, you've been watched. It's a shock when they wake you up because they want you to take yourself out. Uh, it's even a harder punishment. And I know it's people that don't want to hear about people who take themselves out, but it's a harder punishment because you here for a certain time getting a lesson here. Do you understand? You here because you was chosen to be here. You ain't here randomly. You are, this flesh is just the flesh of the earth, is the dust of the dust, you understand? But the vessel that you are, this avatar that you ride in, is your car, is your vehicle. The spirit inside, you can't never die. I don't know why half of y'all scared of death anyway, but you never die because you are a spirit. So they looking for certain spirits around this camp, okay? All right. So understand, some of these folks can see you and know you and have heard of you before you even came down here. Just like Herod heard Jesus was coming, and he didn't know. He tried to stop the plan so many times, and so many, you know, activities and events tried to stop the plan of Jesus. But he came down here to do a plan, and y'all are part of a plan too. Y'all just can't remember it yet. But I'm trying to tell you, you're gonna be activated. I know some of you don't want to hear it. Some of you can't even fathom the idea that activated. What are you talking about? I'm talking about you X-Men, you Spider-Man, you Wonder Woman, you League of the Justice League, you know, Aquaman and all that. They ain't just was showing you Saturday morning cartoons for nothing. All right. I want to leave out here on a positive note. Yeah, so I hadn't talked about gang stalking in a while. I'm only speaking on it tonight because I was asked a question regarding the was I still targeted? Well, obviously I am, and like I feel I've been targeted since I was young. When if you sit back and think about your life, things that didn't seem right, um, you know, you'll see people that come mess with you and you ain't messing with them, right? People always staring at you. Like, what these people staring at? Like, God, you know, think about it. I might talk about it sometimes. You know, I don't know. I might have to bring this subject up again because people may be looking for this information. Because, like I said, when you come into the awakening of this world is different and people are different and act certain ways, it can be shocking and jolting to know that it's that many people are interested in you and you didn't even know it. Okay, and you might think it's one person, but baby, they just showing you that one person. It's a multitude of people that are watching you, right? And don't get twisted. You know, if you just waking up to the idea of being a target individual and you try to reach out and you try to talk to somebody, man, you're gonna get gaslit. They're gonna say who you think you are. Why would somebody want to target you? You just flip hamburgers over at McDonald's, or you just watch them cars in that car lot over there. Who want to target you? Who want to break in your house? Who want to follow you? They gaslighting you because they know the spirit inside of you is more valuable than that flesh that you riding in, baby. All right. So I hope you guys have a great evening. I definitely want to tap in. Hopefully things will get back to normal in a few days or so. But like I said, I'm in between jobs right now, and y'all know how it go down. Anyway, I want to definitely shout out brother Vic for coming through. I want to give another shout out to F around and find out for his donation tonight. And I hope you all, hey, stay strong out there. And just know, I ain't telling you to be weak or anything like that. Because if they run up, they sure enough can get done up. You understand me? Stand your ground. Stand your ground. All right? I'm out, and much love.